Do you love breakdowns? Do you need stats? Do you crave insight? Download the AllStar app. UFC, Bellator, PFL 1 Championship, and more. Ad-free, fully customizable. Download the best app in the business. Link in descriptions. The return of Jon Jones at UFC 285 against Ciryl Gane. What do you see in this fight, man?
You know, it's hard to go against such a just an athletic freak like Jon Jones, right? It's hard to go against someone like that. I think in this fight, the person that he's fighting could lend to be a little bit tricky for him, just because Cyryl's not the most engaging guy, right? Like, I don't think he's going to put himself out there to truly get caught very easily, right? I'm not saying it can happen, of course, but the style is not necessarily conducive to Jon. I don't think Cyryl's gonna engage super hard. I think he's gonna move a lot. I think that could pose a few issues to Jon, but I can't go against him, right? Like, I mean, granted, he's been out for a long time, but honestly, I don't think it matters. But I think there's so many eggs in that basket. I mean, think about it. If he loses, then what? Right? Like, if Jon Jones loses, now what? Right? Like, you're claiming he's the greatest thing of ever, right? And he's not going back to 205. If he loses, now what? So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm not gonna pick against him though.
Stylistically, though, you know, Ciryl Gane is a striker, and Jon Jones, he's become a striker with the grappling background, right? And he could always go to the grappling. He could always wrestle.
Absolutely.
But he's known to go in there and try to strike against the striker, try to beat them at their own game. Could we see that?
I think so. But because Ciryl is such he uses so much movement, right? Like, he's not one of those guys that's just going to go sit down and sit on his punches and slug it out with Jon, right? Like, I think Jon's going to end up chasing him around a lot. I think it will be a striking match, but I think he's going to end up chasing him around because I don't see Ciryl kind of being overly pressure oriented. I think Jon's going to be pressuring him all night, even though, it's interesting. But I'm nervous because I think if it doesn't end quick, I could see it being real boring. You know, I don't know. That's just my take.